Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All, and we are face to face once again with Engard, and face to face with the idea that we might have to incriminate, for a little bit at least, Adrian Andrews, which makes me sick to my stomach, but like, we have to do something to save Maya. Let's talk to him, I guess. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? Fuck you. But I never thought in your desperation, you tried to pin the guilt on Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Demon is the right way to describe it. Mr. Nick? Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power? We're getting a call anyway. Okay, Mr. Nick, your phone is... for some reason I thought it would auto answer. It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Whew, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But I've just run out of luck this time. Is all our hope for naught? A tent? What? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia. It looks like Maya was unconscious just until a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window 300 feet. Are we going back to the circus? Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? Is it Berry Big Circus? There's only one, pal. The Berry Big Circus. Oh my god. Maya is somewhere within 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, oh my, I have chills. I have chills all over my body. Hey, draw a circle on the map around 300 feet radius from the main tent. Hurry. And? I could see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry. With this very small window, I couldn't see anything else. Mia, that's so much help. I felt like it was in an old office building, maybe a third floor. Acro? Acro's room? I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? This is insane. Maya's not hurt, right? She's in pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's been I hope they give us the option to just, like, wail on the killer and on guard. No more fucking joking around. On guard's a freaking scumbag. I'm sorry for swearing, but it's... Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make the trial last a little longer. March 23rd, 12:05 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm so sorry. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right. Why does she... So we're getting a full testimony now, which is good. But I feel bad putting here. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. I know, by the way, guys, I'm recording this actually like a few hours later after the last episode. I know a few people have already probably commented saying like, no, this has to happen, this has to happen. I understand that this has to happen, but doesn't mean I can't feel bad, like, you know? Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its certain center is a small cavity with just enough room to store small items. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Honest? So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there really was something to that bear after all. The bear figurine. Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. We'll press it. Everything is true here, just like last time. A puzzle? Sorry, a puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. Let's keep pressing. So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right, then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh, he's moving it around? Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to... Yeah, we're gonna press that too. We don't, like, it's not like these are dishonest. I actually think she's being extremely honest, but the problem is that, like, we want to, how do I say it? We want to, like, I don't know, get as much information as we can at this point. I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? I was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then, this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So it was a present. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Like, it's difficult because, like, we're in a situation where, like, we know it wasn't Andrew's. But, like, we have to keep badgering her, so who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt that there are many people with this bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. We'll press this too, I guess. We're not getting anywhere with this. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? Well, Juan and her, right? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us know. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. On Guard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. I agree. At least that's added to the court record. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. The bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we've agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that can come next, and that is, what is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. Is she gonna open it? It's the suicide note, right? It's the suicide note. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of his whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. Jesus. It seems Celeste Impacts had a very beautiful handwriting. And she's just as beautifully signed to her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate that the contents of this be made known. Oh god. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it. For her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left us a record of all that happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Angard. About being engaged to Corrida, and Angard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. Fucking horrible. I hope Angard frickin' rots. And that's all Miss Impax had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Angard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. Angard values above all else is refreshing like a spring breeze image. He kept saying that. Which is why he had to stop the note from being made public. At any cost. Celeste's suicide note added to the court record. It's Angard's fault that the woman killed herself. And this time he even went so as far to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible, what a selfish person. Oh shit. There is no room for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. I agree, but we need, just a little bit more time. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel is already on the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! The suicide note or the figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? I don't know! Does... The suicide note. Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it?
It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
I think Your Honor believes Matt Angard killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Creedon until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I said Matt Angard would not... Yes, true.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way. And I thought it was rather strange. No one in the right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. I kind of agree. But still, he did it. He's a fucking awful person. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. The bow. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It's a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession. Matt Angard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt on guard. We know this, yes, for sure. Everything's true. It's so weird fighting against the truth. Order, order. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer. Okay, no, hold on 2 seconds, okay? Hold on. Okay, I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong. I know I'm fighting against justice here. But we just went 3 cases, or two cases, where you just let Von Karma lie, hide evidence, tell people to not tell the truth, like over and over again, and that's okay. That's fine. Von Karma, oh, you can do whatever you want. But Phoenix Wright, no. I see you were confused, Mr. Wright. I shouldn't be frustrated by that, but like I went through 2 cases with him basically telling Von Karma it's okay to cheat in the courtroom. It's okay to lie and not show evidence and hide evidence. And then when we don't say something, he's like, what the hell? You know? Is that confusing to just me? I don't know. Oh shit, I didn't read that part. I'm sorry, guys. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Yeah, Manengard's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to the evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Engard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victims all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter with that. Hey, now, what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man a bad killer guy? Shh, stop. Don't look at him.
The way he's sweating is just so, nasty.
Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What am I going to do next? Does running away look like a frightened child work? It might. I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting this lid on, lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Wait, what is he talking about? Is she That doesn't seem like Edgeworth, though. I'm thinking he's gonna be ready for that, though. What I think she's talking about is the suicide note, right? He presented us the suicide note without any fingerprint, like, checking, any, like, investigation of handwriting. He's just using it as a defense. That doesn't seem like Edgeworth. I think he's gonna have some fight against us in this. Alright, I think it's time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Is it the suicide note? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor, because in a real case, you would do, like, handwriting checks and stuff, right? That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. There we go. There we go. Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting things go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that just what I said? You're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. The suicide note, right? Right? Because he brought it in without any... We didn't look at it. We didn't talk about it. We didn't... Like, it was just used as evidence right away. That is Miss Imbach's suicide note, right? Who knows? Exactly. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside the bear, but this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on the suicide note has not yet been analyzed. Oh, so... as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not. That is yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake... I feel sick. I feel sick. I understand that they're doing this intentionally to make the player feel bad and make Phoenix, like, Phoenix is, to get to the light, he is digging down so low, hoping to find something. And, like, it feels terrible. Accusing Miss Andrews of faking a suicide note, it makes me sick. It makes me sick. How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if it's a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning the figurine. The only person other than the victim who could have solved this puzzle was the witness. Oh, true, that is true. But we're still fighting against... Okay, I understand what's happening. I know what's happening. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard. I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note as a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence, that's true. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the Phoenix, what the fuck, how'd you get so good? How'd you get so good? That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? If the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems like yet again we have reached a point where the verdict is impossible. Impossible. That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry the trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both prosecution and defense further investigate handwriting analysis. My butt, that's just a lawyer trying to buy more time.
And guard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty, mommy!
Guilty.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Are you serious? Are you joking? Are you joking? Did he do it? Did Gumshoe do it? Did Gumshoe do it? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What's with him? And what's with the sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you, I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already...
Oh, fucking hell. No. No. This is terrible.
I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry, I just need a little more time.
But...
Don't tell me we don't. We don't have any more.
Guilty, guilty. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright.
I can't. I'm getting so emotional right now for us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to enter these proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! That's so cool. It's so cool.
Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you gotta buy some more time.
Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor, you were saying? Edgeworth, no. This is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... I'm reluctant to do this, however, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. She's gonna freaking starve to death. Court is now adjourned for the day. Fuck. I keep swearing and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Oh. Oh my. I'm gonna cry. Yes. Please wait, Your Honor. Yes, Edgeworth. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecutor's request, the court will now take a 30-minute recess. Edgeworth, man, my heart, again, this whole case has been amazing. And like, the thing is, sometimes when people overhype a case and overhype any part of a game, it sometimes falls flat in its face. But you guys were not lying. I've loved every second of this, and I'm so excited. I've been so hyper to play this game and giddy. Like, I wake up in the morning really early just to play this now. I'm gonna miss it. It's so awesome. I'm not sure if this is helping us or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess today. Like, Phoenix, it's gonna help us because no matter what, we have to, like, find out, like, what's happening. We have to. Like, no matter what. Right. Well, what's going on with my situation? The killer. Looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time. Oh, please, Gumshoe. Please have found something. Please have found something. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time to spit it out. Right, it looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and has rushed to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left for me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. Gumshoe! Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had... Yes! I'm really sorry, sir, but we gotta put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble. As he said, he's not a detective. Good job, Gumshoe. With my hunk of a junk car, I'd say I'd be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will help. That will be decisive enough to end this. I don't know. What the fuck? What was that? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me! No one can stop me. What just happened to Gumshoe? What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken. And he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there was a way we can find out where he is, then we can stand a chance. Why? Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Oh my god, she's going to be the clinch of this case. After all, she is the reason we succeed. Fucking Von Karma has a tracker on him. How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Von Karma, why are you bringing up Francesca at a time like this? I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. I try to get in contact where the chances are slim, but she's all we have. Francesca, will she even want to help us? Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty. But what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone that's totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Oh my god, are we going into the last stages of this case? This has been amazing. This has truly been absolutely fantastic. I am like stunned continually about how freaking good this is. I'm worried, however, that we might actually have a bit of a trouble here. Because no matter where this is going, it's either Maya getting hurt, or it's us defending maybe a super freaking crazy villain, or on the slim chance we can actually get Von Karma to help us and maybe we can get some sort of good resolution out of this. I'm worried. Guys, this has been awesome. This has been so much fun. It's been so much fun and I'm so excited to see what's happening next. March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Guys, I had to go on a little bit longer just to see a little bit more. A tiny bit more. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. I'm worried. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we've discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. What? Really? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It's a fake. Order, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you care to explain what's going on? It wasn't Andrews, though. If this was not written by Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. Mr. Carita? Well, it looks like Miss Impact never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about me on guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Ongar could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was a real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Ongar had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Should we present evidence? I don't know. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts the testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven to this point is true, then it is impossible for Mr. Ongar to have not known it was a fake. It was impossible for Ongar to not have known it was a fake. I might have made a mistake. This happens a lot, though. I failed so many times in the last court case. It's actually funny. Maybe one of these? Because if he was... Because he would have found out eventually that it was a fake, right? If he was spying, if they were spying on each other, he would have known at some point. Right, that he was forging it? I don't know. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ongar knew of the existence of this note. Because he was spying on the victim, isn't that? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh shit, sorry. If that were true, then this means Mr. Ongar would have known that the victim had forged the note. So then, the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ongar's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ongar monitored Mr. Carita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote a note in place of Mr. Ongar. In a place Mr. Ongar didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made a forgery in an unknown place? Phoenix is getting vicious, and it's because of Maya. It's because of Maya, that's why he's getting so freaking vicious. Order, Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwritten analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Engarde's motive through evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Is it Von Karma? You bringing Von Karma up here? Edgeworth stuttering? That's not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit the murder. That's impossible. Who in the... Not such a person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. What? Edge what? Mr. Edgeworth, what? Wait, Shelley the killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I asked for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else but drag out this trial. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. Wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well. The prosecution calls a witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way to left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your... Wait, are we at what? What are you doing? Very good, sir. My name is... What are we doing? What are you allowing to happen here, Edgeworth? What in the world is this life? Guys, that's gonna do for this video. What is happening? We're talking to a transceiver. Jesus.